Okay, let's say you found a lesson that you like and you want to preview it. It's very simple to do. Simply go to the lesson you want in Discover. Let's look at a lesson from that Upper Intermediate Second Edition course. And here it is in the Equality unit, and it's a lesson on the classic non-fiction book 12 Years a Slave. So simply click on this and you'll be taken to an overview of the lesson. At the top, you'll see important information about the lesson, such as our suggested duration. Obviously, you can change this depending on your students' needs. The skill that's covered in this lesson, and the CEFR level. There's also information on learning goals and success criteria, which we'll come back to soon, and any curriculum requirements that are met by this lesson. Okay, let's dive into one of the activities. This activity is the introduction, and it's a very important part of the lesson. It sets the learning goals for the lesson. As part of formative assessment, it's important that students know what they're aiming to achieve. And below we have the success criteria, which are the steps they need to meet to achieve these goals. You'll also see here some teacher's notes. There's some very basic notes here. Here's a suggestion on how long you should spend on the activity. The classroom interaction, so should it be a pair activity, a group activity, should it involve the whole class? And here we see that this is a core activity. So within our lessons we have core activities, which we expect pretty much all students to do, support activities for students who might need additional help, and challenge activities for students who are looking for something a bit more difficult. If we continue, we have this activity here, which is a warm-up. Most of our lessons start with a warm-up activity. This is a fun activity with very little pressure that gets the students speaking English. The beginning of the class is a turbulent time, as you know. Students will be coming in from break or from another lesson. This is a relaxing way for them to start practicing their English. Next, we have a lead-in activity. Again, this is very common within our lessons. This introduces the students to the text they're going to be looking at and activates any prior knowledge that they have. So this text we're looking at in this lesson is 12 Years a Slave. And this activity is a chance for students to discuss what they know about this classic work. As you'll see, this is a discussion activity. EF class is a classroom app, so we expect students to talk to each other and interact with each other as well as with the technology. Along the side you can see further teachers' notes. So here we have examples of culture notes and suggested answers. And throughout the lesson you can use these teachers' notes to help you run the activities. Next we have a scan activity. So this is the particular reading skill we want to look at in this activity. Here we have a classic text, an authentic text, 12 Years a Slave. This is a piece of classic literature, but also within the app we have more up-to-date content from newspapers such as The Guardian and videos from organisations including the BBC. And here you'll see some reference material. This is a guide for the students on how to actually do this particular type of activity. So we're always trying to develop the student skills with these lessons. Next we have a language activity, which gives the students a chance to use the language and understand the language as it's used in context. And we have further work on the language. Here we have a practice activity. This is a support activity, so this is something to help students who may need more help using these new words that they've just learned. And we have apply, which is a challenge activity for students who feel confident with this new language and are able to have some freer practice using it. We also have respond and follow-up activities. These activities relate the topic of the lesson to students' own interests, own opinions and own situations. And there's a range of other activities that we have within this lesson that offer challenges and support. And at the end of each lesson we have an exit ticket. This is a very important part of the lesson. In formative assessment, we want students to take ownership of their own learning. So we want students to keep track of what they've learnt and where they feel they need to continue to work on their skills. This activity gives them a chance to reflect on what they've done and work out how to move forward. So that's an overview of a lesson. But remember, you can alter a lesson in any way that you like, and we'll look at editing the lessons